Hi, this is Richie DeMarco, the mayor of hardware, and I'm here with Denise Butchko. Hi, Denise.
Hey Richie, how are ya?
I'm doing great. It's a
Good.
great Friday, day after Halloween, and I just got over my Almond Joy hangover.
I have a Snickers hangover myself. Yum. So Richie, today we are going to share a few insights about, we both have a great passion for Gary Vaynerchuk, who was actually the keynote speaker at the 2013 Kitchen and Bath Show.
Yep.
And Gary is very in your face, but really a smart guy. And he has this video on YouTube. Now, I'm going to give you the correct name so that if you're watching this and you want to go check it out, it's called Every Single One of You is a Media Company. And Gary talks about the price of entry being low and how media has changed and how, whether you like it or not, we all have all these avenues for content, and that really is how we do business. And you had a great thought about this.
Absolutely. When I first heard the video, Denise, the first thing that came to mind was Justin Bieber. And I know it sounds silly, but what Justin did before he became Justin Bieber was he just put out a ton of videos on YouTube and used Twitter to build up all of these followers and basically built this army of people that, or army of fans that just loved his work, and he sort of created this product. He created a need for a product, and it was all done with social media, basically just a little blood and sweat, and he built it. They had no choice but to sign him to a record label because he had all these fans already. And it wasn't just him. There's somebody new out named Austin Mahone who basically followed in the exact same footsteps. He used YouTube and Twitter, and he's your next Justin Bieber. It's unbelievable.
So it sounds like, which I think is totally fascinating. Blood, sweat, and a little hair gel. But he's laughing all the way to the bank, and yet, like for me, I'm not a singer, and I think there's probably a lot of cabinet people out there, kitchen people, closet people who are like, yeah, what am I going to do? Just show a bunch of melamine or something? And how I would respond to that from a design perspective, because I design a lot of closets and help people, as we do together, with their social marketing stuff, is to not be afraid. Justin wasn't all like, oh my God, I'm not going to sing anything because then nobody will sign me. He put his music out there, and now, as we've said, he's laughing all the way to the bank. And so for me, it is, what information can I share? And not be afraid that just because I give you the ingredients, you're suddenly going to turn into the chef or the master closet designer like I am.
Right, and that is, you're so right, Denise, because I can hear everybody in the audience that's listening to this say, well, I'm not giving away my design tips, or I'm not giving away my secrets. But you're right, you can give me all the design tips in the world, and I still won't be able to design a closet as good as you, Denise. So.
Yay! And I think it's also a lot about being relevant, which is where it gets a little scary. I know we're talking about the Gary Vaynerchuk video, but I was listening to something by a guy named Jay Baer yesterday, and his point, which I thought was excellent, was that it is about, I'm going to give you an example. Let's say that you are your own customer service department, and a customer has a question or something that you find, maybe you're out on a sales call and you notice that this is something you answer all the time. Like in the world of closets, typically people look at the bridge shelf at the top and they go, well, aren't you wasting space? And you kind of want to go, yeah, because that's what I do, waste space. The idea is to, when those things come up, like a little light bulb should go off, because that's your relevancy. That's the pain point for the client. That's where you solve a problem. That's where you sit down and make a quick video, do a podcast, write a blog, that kind of thing. Would you agree?
That's exactly how I come up with all of my content. I mean, I have a book that I carry around, and throughout the course of the week, whatever questions I'm asked, I just jot it down in the book, and that's next week's podcast or next week's blog. It's relevant information.
Relevant. And I love that you said a book, because I don't know if this is going to show up, but this is actually one of Gary Vaynerchuk's first books, which is called Crush It.
Yeah, there you go.
And if I show you the back of it, I'm trying to get it so it shows up. There's actually a Borders. I bought it. Where the heck is the thing? Well, you get the idea. The sticker is that I bought it, this book, hard book, at Borders. And Borders is like not really in business anymore. And that's key to being relevant, is what, do you want to be laughing at Amazon, who's now also laughing all the way to the bank? Or do you want to get out there in 2014 and be relevant and share information and connect with your specific audience?
And it's so funny, Denise, because my copy of Crush It is on my phone. It's a little, it's an audio book that I listen to in the car or while I'm at the gym. So, yeah, you could tell that, the world is changing. Blockbuster is no longer around. They left a space open for Netflix. And, if you don't stay, just because you're successful now doesn't mean you'll be successful tomorrow. And this social media is really changing the game.
It is. And it's actually, I'm going to give you another quick example, because you and I talk about House a lot, and we're going to actually present on House at the Kitchen and Bash Show. But I had somebody call me yesterday, finally, who found me, not finally, meaning that he had emailed me and then he finally made the call. So I talked to him and found out that, okay, this is great. He found me on social media, but he really was not my client. He was a bit further away than I wanted to go. He needed a really simple couple of closets, and somebody else was going to be a much better match for him in terms of the guy wanted simple and the guy wanted a great price. And my niche, what's relevant for me, is the more custom project, something that's more complex, and somebody who's really looking for a different kind of a relationship. So I referred him to somebody else. Now, some people might call that I referred him to my competitor. I just gave him some options that I thought were going to be a good match for him, so it is taking the social tools, making them relevant for you, owning who you are, I think, and how you want to do business. Now, finally, you have a chance to do business the way that you want, and I love that.
That's a great point, Denise. And the other thing that I want to bring up about social media and being your own media company, this is not something that you can just turn on and say, okay, I'm going to do this and I'm going to start building those relationships now. By the time you realize that your competitors are winning in the social media field, it's going to be too late for you. You can't build these relationships overnight. You have to start to show up now. This way, in 6 months or in a year, when you need it, you have your own little army, just like Justin Bieber.
Exactly. The way I tell clients that is that you got to dig your well before you're thirsty.
That's awesome. That's awesome. There you go.
So we hope that, I love talking to you about this stuff, and I hope that people get a good little kick in the rump and go out and, hell, let's have them connect with us. I'm Denise Butchko. I have a YouTube channel. I have a Facebook page, which is Butchko and Company, Butchko. If you're coming to KBiz, sign up for our session. We'd love to see you. And Richie, how do people connect with you?
Yes, I'm Richie DeMarco. I have a blog, themayorofhardware.com. You could sign up, and you can find me on Twitter, Facebook, and yeah, come to KBiz. Come to our session. We'd love to see you.
Cool. Well, have a great weekend, Richie. Thanks. Fun as always.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Bye.